It was January 15th, 1947, a chilly morning in Los Angeles, California, when the city's dark underbelly revealed a chilling secret. Nestled in the sprawling neighborhoods of Leimert Park, a discovery was made that would send shockwaves through the community and carve itself into the annals of American crime history. What was found that day would not only horrify but mystify, a story of an unsolved murder that has haunted investigators, journalists, and true crime enthusiasts for decades. The victim was Elizabeth Short, a 22-year-old aspiring actress whose dream of fame and fortune had brought her to the bustling streets of Los Angeles. But Elizabeth wasn't just another hopeful in the city of dreams. She was a young woman whose life and death became synonymous with one of the most perplexing mysteries in American history. Elizabeth grew up in Medford, Massachusetts, the daughter of a family that struggled with financial instability. Her father abandoned the family during the Great Depression, leaving Elizabeth and her siblings to be raised by their resilient mother. Despite her modest beginnings, Elizabeth harbored dreams of Hollywood stardom. She was known for her striking beauty, porcelain skin, jet black hair, and piercing eyes. Yet behind her captivating looks lay a young woman searching for a sense of belonging and purpose in a world that often felt cold and unkind. Elizabeth moved to Los Angeles in search of the bright lights and glamour of Hollywood. Like so many others, she found the reality of the city to be far different from her dreams. Work was hard to come by, and she often relied on the kindness of friends and acquaintances for a place to stay. Life in Los Angeles was a constant struggle, and Elizabeth's transient lifestyle brought her into contact with a variety of people, some of whom would later fall under the suspicion of investigators. Her final days remain shrouded in mystery. On January 9th, 1947, Elizabeth was last seen leaving the Biltmore Hotel in downtown Los Angeles, one of the city's iconic landmarks. Witnesses reported seeing her in the lobby, perhaps waiting for someone. From that moment, she vanished, her whereabouts over the next 6 days unknown. Did she meet someone she trusted? Did she fall into the hands of a predator? The answers to these questions remain elusive. 6 days later, on the morning of January 15th, a woman named Betty Bersinger was walking with her young daughter along a vacant lot in Leimert Park. At first glance, she thought she saw a discarded mannequin lying in the grass. But as she approached, the horrifying reality became clear. It was not a mannequin, but the lifeless body of Elizabeth Short, left in a state so gruesome that even seasoned detectives were left shaken. Elizabeth's body had been severed in half at the waist and meticulously drained of blood. The clean precision of the cuts led investigators to believe the killer might have had medical or surgical expertise. Her face bore deep wounds, and her body appeared to have been posed deliberately, as though the killer wanted to send a chilling message. Whoever had committed this act had gone to great lengths to ensure that the discovery would leave a lasting impression, not just on the authorities, but on anyone who heard the story. News of the crime spread like wildfire, and the press quickly gave Elizabeth a name that would immortalize her: the Black Dahlia. The moniker was inspired by her striking dark hair and wardrobe, as well as a popular film noir of the time, The Blue Dahlia. The media sensationalized the case, splashing lurid headlines across newspapers and drawing nationwide attention. In death, Elizabeth became a symbol of the darker side of Hollywood, a city that promised dreams but often delivered nightmares. The Los Angeles Police Department launched an investigation of unprecedented scale. Hundreds of suspects were interviewed, leads were pursued tirelessly, and tips flooded in from across the country. Yet, the more they searched, the more the case seemed to slip through their fingers. Elizabeth's transient lifestyle and wide social circle made it difficult to pinpoint any single suspect. Adding to the mystery were the letters and packages sent to the press and police. One, purportedly from the killer, contained Elizabeth's personal belongings: photographs, a birth certificate, and an address book. The sender taunted the authorities, signing their notes in a haunting way that deepened the mystery. These cryptic messages seemed designed to keep the police guessing and the public enthralled. Theories about the killer's identity ran rampant. Some believed the crime was the work of a skilled medical professional due to the precision of the injuries. Others suspected figures from Elizabeth's past, acquaintances, friends, or even strangers she might have encountered during her time in Los Angeles. Despite the multitude of suspects, no one was ever conclusively tied to the crime. As the months turned into years, the case remained cold, though it never left the public's imagination. The media continued to speculate, publishing stories about suspects, theories, and potential motives. The Black Dahlia case became a cultural phenomenon, inspiring books, films, and documentaries, each offering its own interpretation of what happened to Elizabeth Short. One of the most prominent suspects was Dr. George Hodel, a Los Angeles physician with a troubling history. Decades later, Hodel's own son, a retired LAPD detective, accused his father of being the Black Dahlia killer, citing evidence he claimed linked his father to the crime. But like so many other theories, this one lacked definitive proof. To this day, the murder of Elizabeth Short remains officially unsolved. It is a case that has transcended time, becoming not just a tragic story of a young woman's life cut short, but also a symbol of the mysteries that lurk in the shadows of society. Elizabeth's story is one of lost innocence, of dreams turned to nightmares, and of a world that often fails to protect its most vulnerable. The Black Dahlia case stands as a chilling reminder of the darkness that can exist even in the most glamorous of places. It has captivated generations, not just because of the mystery, but because of what it represents. A young woman who deserved so much more than the fate she met, and a crime that still haunts the streets of Los Angeles. As we reflect on Elizabeth's story, we are reminded of the many lives touched by her tragedy, the family she left behind, the community forever marked by her death, and the countless investigators and theorists who have tried to piece together the puzzle. The Black Dahlia may remain an unsolved mystery, but Elizabeth Short's memory endures, a lasting reminder of a life full of potential and a city full of secrets.